in the 2022 Inspection Summit, and now we are going to talk with Nathanael. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Good.
Could you give us a quick introduction about you and the role that you have in your company?
Sure. Yeah. My name is Nathanael Ince, and I've been at Pinnacle for 14 years. And we're a 16-year-old company, private company, founded out of Houston, Texas. And we serve industrial companies in the oil and gas, chemical, mining, water space as well. So my role is I'm Vice President of Business Development, which includes architecting solutions for new customers, our digital marketing as well, and then also our investments. We actually have a venture arm where we invest strictly in startups in the reliability integrity space, and so I get to do that as well, which is fun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Are you showcasing any new technology or service here in the summit?
Yes, so overall at Pinnacle we're exclusively focused in the integrity reliability space and really helping industrial owner-operators leverage their data to become more reliable. And so we are doing a lot of investment in R&D in the data science space, and we do have some really interesting software that helps do advanced analytics on customers' data. So we're able to enable them. We're able to enable them to use their data better, platforming on softwares like inspection management systems, reliability software. Take that data, do more advanced modeling, and help them know how do I optimize my maintenance or inspection spend to spend my money wisely and increase reliability and integrity.
Cool. What are the coolest problems that you are solving with your technology?
Yeah, I'll mention a couple. One is we're using big data right now to do machine learning analysis on obviously big data sets. So for example, a lot of customers have a lot of condition monitoring locations or thickness monitoring locations. An average refinery could have hundreds of thousands of those readings. Our studies show that basically, typically less than 20% of those customer really needs. The other 80% are basically not value-add inspections. So we can do statistical analysis to show which ones they really need to be taking and help them focus their budget on that. So that's one thing we're doing. We're also using big data to inform better corrosion rate prediction on refining units, but also chemical units based on certain data points that we get. So instead of relying just on first principle engineering models, we can use data science to predict corrosion better in these facilities.
Excellent. Where do you see the industry heading?
Yeah, we've been big on this subject at the show. If you look back over the past 70 years in the industry, specifically in refining, but also petrochemical facilities, they used to do time-based, they actually were reactive in their maintenance early on. They went to time-based inspections, and then in the 90s and 2000s went to risk-based approaches on the inspection space, and so generating risk-based inspection models and driving inspections. We see limitations in the way that modeling works. It's worked well for us the past 2 decades, but we think there's major advances to be made, and so we see the industry going towards that, which is essentially a combination of first principle models with data science models to get better in our overall mechanical integrity reliability models. So if you fast forward even a decade, I think that's going to become much more the norm. If I'm a refinery or a chemical facility in the space, that I will be using more of that type of modeling to optimize my spend and also connect our technical decision makers at the facility with economic decision makers like plant managers, VP of operations, or the C level for a lot of our customers.
Excellent. Why did you consider it important to attend summits like this one?
Oh man, when you look at mechanical integrity, this is one of the biggest shows that we go to. There's just, over the years, there's a lot of networking that happens here, a lot of friendly faces, and it's a place where we all come together and figure out how do we take the industry forward. And so this is so critical to where we are as a industrial community of making sure that we're making the world safer, more reliable, less loss of containment events, and it's a pivotal event for that.
Is there any technology from other companies that you maybe feel interested?
Good question. There are a couple. There's some major advances in the NDE space, so non-destructive testing, and so there's some scanning technology that, for example, is able to get better data faster on a lot of assets out there, and so that's exciting technology. Also in the Internet of Things space, there's just a lot of sensor technology that's coming down in price, And so instead of going out and a person putting eyes on a vessel or taking a reading, you can deploy sensors for pretty cheap now. So there's major innovation in that space as well.
Thank you very much. It was very interesting.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Gabby.
What's your opinion about the industry moving to 5.0, 6.0?
Yeah, the Internet of Things move, 4.0, 5.0. Yes, there's a lot of investment going in putting real-time sensing in the industry and connecting that data to models. What we see is a couple things. One is there's a struggle of connecting that data to centralized models that I can now make better decisions off of. So for example, I might put UT sensors in the field, but as an inspection manager or heck, a plant manager, it's very hard for me to connect that into my central modeling hub and connect that to my RBI program or other risk model. The second thing we see is there's a lot of those sensors going out, but people don't understand the value of the data. So they're saying, hey, where should I put sensors, and how much is that worth to me to put the sensor in that place? We think that we're doing some really interesting analytics and connecting the IoT space with investment of how much you should spend, and so that's where our focus is, and we think we can help solve customers' problems there.
Excellent. And the last one.
Yeah.
What are the challenges you see in the mechanical integrity industry today?
Yeah. One I'll hit on, there's a big struggle in this space, and I think this is indicative of a lot of other technical spaces around the world, but in this space particularly, people that are passionate for their craft, they're doing really good work in mechanical integrity, they have a lot of technologies they want to invest in and improve the maturity of their program. They don't understand how to sell that or connect that to the economic decision makers of their facilities or their company. And so what's happening is you see millions and tens of millions of dollars being wasted due to downtime because people are having loss of containment events, not to mention the HSE risk associated with those. But it's very hard to package that up, to sell to the plant manager, VP of operations, executive sponsorship, to basically say, hey, we need to do these things to capture these funds back. And that communication lane is very difficult for a lot of the community here to do. We think we can help with that, and there's a huge opportunity to do that better.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's just very nice to hear that.
Yeah.